out-of-body experience.
Welcome to the Brothers of Wrestling podcast.
Welcome back to the Brothers of Wrestling podcast with your host Logan and
Hey, dude.
And today we bring you another episode of Just Book It. This is the month of June, which includes 2 weeks of television each and the Night of Champions pay-per-view. So it's a little bit of a shorter one, but they're still jam-packed with episode action and crazy stuff happening. So, hey, let's kick it off with the Week 21 Monday Night Raw.
Okay. Raw Week 21. Can't believe we've got about halfway through our year already.
I know, it's pretty crazy.
So, it starts off Raw with a little bit of The Vision coming out to celebrate Seth Rollins' WWE Championship win over John Cena
Boo, boo,
at Backlash.
boo.
So The Vision makes their way out to the ring. Seth gets on the mic, says that he proved that he was the best wrestler in the company today, and that with his new vision carrying the WWE Championship, there's no one that will be able to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
Then out comes Eric Bischoff,
Well, geez.
and he gets in the
He's
ring.
probably clapping and high-fiving.
Oh, yeah. He was clapping the whole way down the ring. He gets in the ring, talks to him, and says, tell Seth congratulations. I knew that you'd be the one to take the title off of John Cena. And I'm excited to see where Raw goes with your vision intact.
Mm-hmm.
And so as they're kind of celebrating and Eric Bischoff's raising Seth Rollins' hands, John Cena comes
Nice.
out on the stage. And Cena's ticked off. He can't believe he got cheated out of the title at Backlash. He'd been defending that title with everything he's got. And he knows that could have been his last hurrah as champion.
Yeah, Bischoff
so
put him through a lot.
he's not super happy with how that all went down. So now he says that no matter what happens, he's going to take back the WWE Championship. He's going to make Eric Bischoff's life crap. And he's going to eliminate the Vision from the WWE.
Awesome.
And he says he's going to go through the Vision one at a time until he gets to Seth Rollins and a title match.
I don't
So
think it's a
Eric
good idea.
Bischoff says, well, if you think that you can do that, Cena, then why don't you prove it? So next week on Raw, you're going to go up against all the members of the Vision in a gauntlet match.
Oh, no.
And if you win, you'll get to face Seth Rollins at Night of Champions for the WWE Championship.
No, he's just an old man. He can't do this.
He's a Super Cena, man.
He's balding.
Super Cena. So then Cena kind of smiles, smirks, and agrees to the match. So then we get our first match of the night. It's the House of Black, which is Aleister Black, Karrion Kross, and Andrade, taking on the team of Sami Zayn, Damian Priest, and Finn Balor, who is the Money in the Bank
Interesting.
holder. So they've had their problem. All three men have had their problems with the House of Black since they came back and debuted. And so it starts out with Andrade and Finn. They get the high pace going early. Back and forth. Andrade's hitting his moves. Suicide dive on the Finn on the outside. Then you get Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross in. They go back and forth. Sami starts hitting some suplexes, but Kross overpowers him, throws him down, takes him out with a clothesline. Then Zayn's able to reach Damian Priest. Priest gets in there, and he goes up against Aleister Black. They start brawling inside the ring, back and forth, kicks back and forth, spin kick by Priest on the Black. And then we see Sami get a blind tag. He runs in there, starts taking out Black. Andrade tries to come in and make the save, but Zayn takes him out. He throws Karrion Kross into the corner, and he goes for the Helluva kick. But when he goes for it, he kicks his leg up there, but Kross kind of moves his head and then catches him.
Ooh.
And then catches it, wraps his hands behind Sami's head and catches him in kind of like a cradle. And then throws him back into the turnbuckle in a suplex.
Oh, God.
So it's like a cradle suplex.
With his legs still up in the air?
Yeah.
I could
So it,
snap
like
his leg in
flips
half.
him and well, it goes back to it'll when he rotates it because he's flipping like belly to belly
Oh,
over
okay.
his head.
Okay.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So then his leg will kind of go
I thought
back
you meant he
the
just
right
like
way.
tossed his head back onto
No. So then
the thing.
Sammy hits his back on the thing and he's hurt. So House of Black starts working him down for a while now in the match. And they start beating on him, doing the classic heel tactics, beating him down. Sammy finally gets a hot tag into Finn, takes out all the House of Black. Finn gets up top with Karrion Kross laying out in the ring. He's going up for the coup de grace. Uh, but Aleister Black grabs his foot. Finn fights it off, pushes him off down to the floor. Then Sami Zayn comes in with a suicide dive on Aleister Black. Then Andrade hits a crossbody off the top rope onto both of them. And then Damian Priest decides to do a senton over the rope and take everybody out. So all this is going on while Finn was still up top. So he goes for the coup de grace, but Karrion Kross dodges it. Aleister Black was able to get back up and get a blind tag. Finn dodges Kross's clothesline, hits him with a super kick in the head, and then hits the what's it called, the sling blade?
Yeah, Sling Blade, yep.
Right, sling blade. Yeah, hits the sling blade, but then he turns around right into the black mass to the
Mm.
face. Aleister Black pins him 1, 2, 3. The House of Black survive
That's a big win.
and pick up the win over the makeshift team of Zayn, Priest, and Balor. So next up, we got JD and coming out. He's got Miz and Omos with him, and he's out there and he's getting ready for his match. And out comes Whoop That
All
Trick,
right.
Whoop That Trick. And Trick comes out and he just obliterates JD.
Poor
It's not
JD.
even a contest. JD gets some moves in here and there, but Trick pretty much squashes him, finishes him off, pins him 1, 2, 3. He when Miz tried to get onto the apron, Trick bum rushes him, knocks him off right into Omos, and almost catches Miz in his arms.
Nice.
So Miz is just sitting there. He's ticked off that Trick won, and Trick celebrating. So then we go to the back, and we got Drew McIntyre walking backstage with his Intercontinental title. And he's walking up, and the camera's kind of following him, and then up walks Sheamus. And Sheamus just kind of stares Drew down, and they're kind of locking eyes back and forth. And then Sheamus reaches out his hand to Drew, and Drew kind of looks at him, and Sheamus goes, "Congratulations, but next time it's going to be different, fella."
Ooh.
And Drew just kind of gives a smirk, and he starts walking off. And then he turns around, and he goes back, and he shakes Sheamus's hand.
Oh. I thought he was
And
going to
so,
leave.
nope, he goes back, shakes Sheamus's hand, and then he kind of still gives that smirk, and then he starts walking again. And up comes Logan Paul.
Ooh.
And Logan Paul starts talking trash to Drew McIntyre, saying that he won the big number one contender gauntlet match at Backlash, and that he's going to take that title back to Hollywood and take it back to his podcast and show it off and make that title mean something again. And Drew says that he's not even worried about Logan Paul, and he says that if the Vision gets involved in anything, he'll just take them out too. And then he walks past Paul, and he kind of shoulder blocks him as he walks
Mm-hmm.
past him.
Everybody's going after Drew.
So then we go back to the ring. We got Bailey and Natty taking on Culture Shock with Tamina. So this is Lash and Nia Jax. So they go back and forth with Bailey kind of taking an early advantage on Lash. Her and Natty kind of getting an advantage early. They have the more experience. But then Lash is able to tag in Nia, and Nia starts beating him down back and forth with a Samoan drop on Bailey, and then a big clothesline. She goes up top for the what's she called the drop? She doesn't call it the bonsai drop, does she?
No, I forget what she calls it.
I forget what she calls it now.
She has a name for it, but I can't remember. I can't
Yeah.
remember what it is.
Anyway, she's going for that on Natty, but Natty's able to move and kind of power bombs her off the rope. So then she's down, but then she's able to get over to Lash and tag her in. And Lash ends up taking Bailey out on the outside and then hitting Natty and pinning her. So Culture Shock gets the win. Then we move to Becky Lynch coming out, and she's got her U.S. Championship. She says that now she's beaten Tiffany twice, and that she's looking for new challenges. Well, that leads right to Tiffany coming out to say that, yeah, Becky was able to beat her a couple times, but she is still the better woman, and that she's going to take her title back. So they go back and forth with Becky saying that she's the man, she's the one that's gonna carry the U.S. Championship. Tiffany says that she can beat her, and she knows she can, and she can beat her twice if she wanted to.
Whoa.
So Becky says, "Well, why don't you try that?" So Becky challenges her to a 2 out of 3 falls match, and Tiffany was scared at first, but she agrees. So they're gonna have a 2 out of 3 falls match at Night of Champions.
Nice.
Then we come out and we're going to have a elimination world tag team number 1 contender tag team match. We got the War Raiders taking on Alpha Academy, taking on RKAJ, taking on the Vision of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed.
So RKAJ is just a tag now?
They're tagging up for this match.
Nice.
So this is just 2 people start. It's elimination, so then you can tag whoever you want in, get into the match. We're going to start out with Ivar and Braun Breaker. And they start out with a test of strength. And Ivar starts backing Breaker up, and Breaker's kind of looking a little confused, like, I thought I was stronger than this guy, but it's not going very well. So he ends up they try to do it again, and Ivar outpowers him again. And so he's starting to get frustrated, like he does. Braun Breaker does, and they decide to go for a test of strength again. And this time, Braun slaps Ivar before he can lock up. And then he starts beating him down. Classic heel moves. Beating him down, hitting him with the clotheslines, suplex, side suplex. He's beating him down. Eventually, Ivar's able to tag in Otis. Otis goes after Braun, but Braun kind of belly-to-belly suplexes him overhead. He tags in Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed starts beating down Otis. Throws him in the corner, smashes him in the corner. He's getting ready to go for it again, but AJ tags himself in off of Otis and hits the forearm on Bronson Reed. And then he goes over and hits a senton flip over the top onto both the War Raiders and Braun Breaker, who were on the outside. Takes them both out. He comes back in. He's going to take out Bronson Reed with another forearm shot. But Bronson dodges this one. AJ turns back around and he gets laid out by Bronson with a huge, kind of like what Bray used to do with that flying kind of splash, but it's like He hits him with that, and he's getting ready to go up for a tsunami, but Tozawa comes in and starts attacking him. And so he kind of just pushes Tozawa away off the side. Well, that interference cost Bronson because then he gets a blind tag. Oh my God, why am I blanking on the other War Raider? Not
Eric?
Ivar, but Eric, yeah. Goodness. Eric blind tags himself in on Bronson Reed. So now he's in the match with AJ, and he starts beating him down. They're getting ready to set up for their tag team finish. But then Orton sneaks his way in. Braun hits a spear on Ivar. So that leaves Eric with AJ in the ring. He turns around, gets hit with an RKO by Randy Orton, who slides back out of the ring. And AJ kind of rolls over and pins on top of Eric, and the War Raiders are eliminated. So then Otis comes in and starts taking people out with clotheslines, and in the corner he smashes AJ, he smashes Braun, and they both kind of fall down. And he's standing in the ring and he starts kind of gyrating and getting all pumped up, and he starts going for the caterpillar. Well, when he turns around for the caterpillar, Bronson Reed tries to attack him, But he dodges him, pulls the rope down on Bronson, and Bronson flips over. But then when he turns around, Breaker's back up and hits the spear on him. Well, after Breaker hits the spear, AJ comes and clotheslines Braun over the top rope. And then he sees that Otis is down and is kind of like, well, okay. And he goes outside and hits the 450 on Otis and pins Otis 1, 2, 3, and Alpha Academy's out. So now that just leaves RKAJ and the Vision in the ring. And so he ends up tagging Orton, and they both go outside. They start beating down on the Vision. They had that brutal street fight at Backlash, so this is kind of just a continuation. And they beat down Bronson, and they kind of knock him down. They throw him into the barricade on the outside, and then they start taking the announce table apart to put Breaker through. So Orton starts kind of climbing up on top of the announce table. AJ's throwing Breaker over there. But then when AJ turns around, Bronson takes out AJ from behind, lays him out. Orton kicks Bronson in the face, kind of backing him off. But then when he realizes that Breaker's back up, he tries to hit the RKO, but gets pushed off onto the other announce table next to it, and goes through that announce table. So then Orton's kind of is hurt pretty bad. So then Bronson picks him up and kind of rolls him in the ring so Breaker can finish him with the spear. But AJ ends up kind of sliding through. You remember when he used to do that, like, sliding clothesline when he was, like, in the ring, he'd slide to the outside?
Yeah.
You remember him
Yeah, I
doing
remember
that?
doing that.
Like, through the bottom rope?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he
I
goes,
think he does it in
kind of hits.
the Joe Daniels match.
Yeah, I think so. So he kind of does a variation of that where he kind of is outside, but he slides around and kind of hits Bronson, knocks him out. And so then he's hitting trying to beat down Braun so Braun can't take advantage of Orton, who's out in the ring. And they're going back and forth. And AJ ends up hitting the Pele on him. So then he sets him up for the Styles Clash. But Braun ends up reversing that and hitting a suplex, throws him out of the ring. AJ, so he suplexes over the top rope out of the ring. Well, he's turning around and Orton has gotten up and he's standing there. And Braun's turning around. And Orton's about to catch him, goes for the RKO. Braun pushes him off. He goes for the spear. Orton kicks him, goes for another RKO, but he gets pushed. This time he gets pushed into Bronson and hits Bronson off of the apron. And then he turns around, spear by Braun. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
The Vision are the new World Tag Team #1 contenders.
man.
So then we go to the back. We got Bischoff. He's in his office. And the Women's Champion Jade comes in. And she's talking about how that she proved on Sunday at Backlash that she was the woman that was the better woman against Charlotte Flair. And that she beat her in the last woman standing match. And that Charlotte's nowhere to be seen anymore. That's how bad Jade beat her down. So Bishop says, "You're right. You know, with Charlotte out, we need to find you a new #1 contender." And Jade says, "That's fine. I can take on anybody." So Bishop says that next week there will be a Fatal 4-Way #1 contender match to determine who she will face at Night of Champions.
Ooh.
So Jade agrees and says that she'll take a special interest in that match and watch it from ringside. So then we go back out to the ring, and then we got a rivalry that just keeps on giving. And it's The Miz with Omos taking on Rey Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio is just sick and tired of The Miz. The Miz eliminated him in the #1 contender gauntlet match and cost him that. So they go at it one more time. It's your classic Rey match. He's hit all the moves on Miz. Miz really can't get an advantage. He knocks him into the ropes. He's going for the 619, but Omos catches Rey before he can hit Miz. So Rey's trying to kick off Omos. Hits him, but then when he turns around, he's trying to get back to the ring. Miz hits him with a big boot to the head. Rey's kind of hurt a little bit, so then Miz starts going for the yes kicks and hitting those. and then he kicks Ray, runs off the ropes and kicks Ray in the head again. And then he picks up Ray, hits the Skull Crusher finale, pins him 1, 2, 3.
Ugh.
The Miz beats Rey Mysterio again. I don't know if Ray's won a match so far this year. And then Omos gets in the ring. And Omos is about to take out Ray. He's getting ready to hit him with the double big choke slam powerbomb move he has. And whoop, that Trick hits.
What?
And Trick makes his way back out. He starts attacking Omos. He dodges a clothesline, hits a drop kick on Omos, who kind of rolls over the top rope and lands on his feet. Miz is running out of the ring. Trick makes a save to save Ray.
Yeah.
And there you have Trick helping Ray
That's
out
pretty cool.
so he doesn't get taken out by Omos. So he respects Ray, so he's trying to help him. And the Miz is just, the Miz. So, and then we come to our main event. And after what happened earlier in the night with Logan Paul disrespecting McIntyre, and he had kind of said that like Sheamus was not a worthy challenger. Well, Sheamus wanted to prove himself, so tonight our main event is Logan Paul, the Vision, taking on Sheamus.
Logan Paul getting a main event on Raw.
Oh yeah. So we start out with Sheamus. He just comes out like a house of fire. Logan Paul really can't even get anything going. He's getting taken out clotheslines. He's getting hit in the corner. He's getting the elbow smash in the corner. What's it called? The 10 bells of the Bowery, right?
10 beats.
Or the 10 beats. Yeah, 10 beats of the Bowery on Logan. He's beating Logan down. Logan's laying there. He's got the headbands falling off already.
It always falls off.
His chest is red. He starts beating him down. He ends up trying to hit White Noise. Logan Paul reverses into a pin, but Sheamus kicks out. Sheamus catches him again with a clothesline. So then this time he hits him with that, what's it called, the backbreaker move he does, where he like picks him up and like a rock bottom hits the backbreaker.
What does he call? What does he call that?
Well, he hits that, and then Logan Paul's going down, so he starts setting up the bro kick.
I don't remember.
Logan Paul's getting up. He sees the bro kick coming, dodges it, hits Sheamus with the super kick that knocks him down. He goes up for the frog splash. Goes for the frog splash, but Sheamus moved out of the way, so he kind of lands on his feet. Turns around, another bro kick attempt, but this time Logan Paul dodged it again, and Sheamus hit the ref with the bro kick, knocking the ref down. Logan Paul hit the low blow on Sheamus from behind, and then Logan Paul reaches down into his trunks, pulls out the brass knucks. Sheamus is hurt. He turns around, gets laid out with the brass knucks. And then Logan Paul climbs up, hits the frog splash. The ref is kind of stirring. Logan Paul shaking him while he's laying there. And the ref does a slow 1, 2, 3.
Unbelievable.
And Logan Paul pulls off the win. And then he's getting up, he's celebrating. The ref can't get up to raise his hand, so he's just kind of like, oh, whatever, I'll do it myself. Raises his own hand up. And then we hear Drew McIntyre's music play. And Drew comes out to the stage, and he just stares down Logan Paul from the stage as we end Monday Night Raw Week 21. And we will take it to SmackDown.
Man, you had a depressing show with all the heels doing stuff.
Yeah, man, the heels are in charge right now. What you gotta do?
All right, SmackDown Week 21. Coming off of Bad Blood, we open SmackDown with Rhea Ripley's music playing. The world champion makes her way to the ring, but she's not alone, because as she starts to come down, she turns back and she looks back towards the stage, and Dominic Mysterio's music hits, and the crowd erupts and cheers. And Dom comes down. He's smiling. They meet up at the middle of the entrance ramp, and they finish the walk to the ring together. And Rhea, her new merch for now after winning the world title it just says "Mommy's back" on her shirt. So
makes sense.
And so they get in the ring, and Rhea grabs the mic and she starts talking about getting the world title back from Liv, and that she feels like she does feel bad for how it went down because of how Dom ended up maybe technically costing Liv the title and all that kind of stuff. And she does kind of feel bad for it in for Liv in the end, but everything worked out as she looks at Dom. And then
Mm-hmm.
she continues to talk and she continues to uh, just keep bragging about being the world champion again. And then Liv Morgan's music plays. But this isn't just a normal Liv Morgan. This she's disheveled. Her hair's a mess. The mascara's running. She's not in a good place right now.
She lost everything.
Yeah. And so she comes out onto the stage and she's just going crazy. She's yelling at Dom about how he betrayed her. She's yelling at Rhea. She's just going on and on about Rhea and Dom, and then she says that Rhea and Dom are going to regret everything. And so
Ooh.
the camera pans to Rhea and Dom and they look at each other and they're kind of scared, they're kind of confused, and Liv just kind of like storms away and she's crying and just all kinds of crazy stuff with her. She's not in a good spot
Mhm.
mentally.
She never is.
So then backstage, we get William Regal in his office, and Austin Theory walks in. And Austin Theory, he's coming off of that win against Ludwig Kaiser, where he absolutely buried him, and
Hmm.
he's going on about how he's ready to be taken seriously. He took out Kaiser, and he's ready for what's next. And Regal says, "That's nice to see the enthusiasm. So why don't you go get ready for your match tonight?" And Theory says, "All right, awesome. He's excited. He's ready to go." But our first match of the night is the Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY. Chris
Okay.
Sabin and Johnny Gargano are starting the match, and they're trading blows for a while, going back and forth. They know each other pretty well, so their moves are pretty well calculated and everything. Try to get the
Hmm.
best advantage over each other. Gargano tags in Ciampa, and he starts taking control. Sabin eventually is able to get a tag into Shelley, and now he's going crazy on Ciampa. He's hitting some big time moves, some athletic moves off the ropes, off the bouncing around like crazy and doing stuff, even in his old age. And
Hmm.
after a while of both of the teams trading the advantage, going back and forth with who's controlling the match, Gargano and Champa have Shelley in the middle of the ring, or Sabin in the middle of the ring, and they're going to go for meet in the middle. But Alex Shelley grabs Champa's leg and pulls him out of the underneath the ropes out of the ring and throws him, pushes him into the steel pole, knocking him out.
Oh
And
wow.
so Ciampa's down. Gargano's like, what just happened? Now he's gonna go. He starts to make his move to go after Shelley, but Sabin catches him in the shell shock. One, two, three. The Guns win.
Goodness.
And then backstage, it's everybody's favorite club leader, Cody Rhodes.
Oh, gross.
He's backstage talking to the club, and Cody says that everything is coming together just as they planned, and that what happened at Bad Blood worked out perfectly. Melo's still the champion. Punk's not the champion, most importantly. And Cody says that now they just need to handle some business in the ring. So we go down to the ring, but it's not Cody in the club. It is the U.S. Open Challenge. Ilya Dragunov in the ring, ready to face his next opponent. And who answers the call? But Rusev.
Oh,
Rusev comes down, and these two men, they've got history.
I was gonna say they've had some feuds.
They've had some banger matches so far on SmackDown and on maybe on a pay per view. I can't remember if they did on pay per view or not. Definitely on
Mm.
SmackDown. And
I
so this
think they
match
did
is just
all.
as physical as all their previous matches, but now they've become more familiar with each other. So now they're reversing more, they're countering more, their moves mean more because they need to have that impact because now they know each other so well. But Rusev is able to tempt one of his super kicks, and it connects on Ilya, and Ilya kind of like ricochets off the ropes, and as he bounces back, he catches Rusev with a Constantine special. He goes for the H bomb, hits one H bomb, but Rusev's able to just barely get that shoulder up. So Ilya, he realizes that he needs to do more. He knows Rusev's not going to go down with just one H bomb. So he goes up, he hits two more H bombs, just one after the other, with every H bomb hitting with more and more impact. And he puts a little bit extra oomph on that last one. And that is what does it. One, two, three. Ilya retains. Ilya's on a pretty good run with the U.S. title open challenge.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Backstage in the back area, we have Jackie Redmond getting ready for an interview. She's interviewing Lyra Valkyria. And Jackie's asking her about the loss of Bad Blood and how she's feeling. And Lyra's starting to answer. And then Blake Monroe walks up to her. And Lyra's kind of looking at
I
her. And
forgot
Blake's
she was there.
like, what's Blake doing here? What does she have to do with Lyra? And so Blake looks her up and down. And she says, Nikki was right about you. And she kind of
Ooh.
leaves. And then Lyra just like so confused, like why would she come up to her? Why would she say that? And then she just kind of leaves Lyra confused.
Uh,
What's Blake scheming?
that is
But
weird.
then we have a match. It is Austin Theory versus a mystery opponent because Regal didn't tell him who his match was against. He just told him he had a match. So Theory's in the ring, getting ready, getting pumped up, and he hears the music of Uncle Howdy, his old nemesis from the very
Not Uncle
first
Howdy.
months or the very first month of this run.
Yeah.
And when Uncle Howdy's music plays, Theory's face turns white as a ghost. He remembers what Howdy did to him when he kidnapped him and held him in that boiler room. He remembers, but then his face changes. He looks determined. He's ready to make Howdy pay for what he did to him. So the match begins, and Theory immediately charges after Howdy, starts destroying him, just throwing rights and left as fast as he can, just wailing on him, taking him down. It looks like a mugging, basically, like he mugging him in a back alley, just beating him
Nice.
down. He's throwing heavy shots, heavy rights, heavy lefts. He's stomping him into the dirt. Picks him up, puts him onto his shoulders, hits an A-Town down, but he does not go for the pin. He picks him back up. He hits another A-Town down, and then picks him up again, hits a third A-Town down. And after three, he's finally ready for the pin. He covers him. 1, 2, 3. Austin Theory wins in dominating fashion, and the crowd kind of looks uncomfortable at the beatdown that they just witnessed.
That didn't sound great either. Wow.
Poor Uncle Howdy.
Goodness.
Backstage, we've got Rhea and Dom talking, and Io walks up, and Io hugs Rhea, and she says congratulations on getting the title back and how proud she is of Rhea. And then she asks about Liv, and Rhea says that she's not really sure what to make of it, but whatever happens, she'll be ready for it. And then in the ring, we've got Roxanne Perez with Raquel versus Stephanie Vaquer. Roxanne kind of looks confident to start because she's former Intercontinental Champion. She wants to get that title back, so she's getting ready to go. But Stephanie's she's on a different level right now. But Roxanne's connecting with her moves. She's hitting a lot of them, really taking it to Stephanie, reversing all of Stephanie. She's catching Stephanie off guard. She gets ahead of Stephanie for most of the match. She's one step ahead of her for most of the match until Stephanie's able to catch one of the kicks of Roxanne, twist her around in one of those spin things, and then catch her with a kick of her own. And then Roxanne falls to the ground on her hands and knees, and we know what that sets up for. She puts the one finger in the air and she hits the devil's kiss. Ah, ah, ah. Takes down Roxanne. Roxanne's all dazed and confused after getting her face mashed into the mat. And Stephanie goes up, hits the corkscrew moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Stephanie Vaquer wins.
Nice.
But it's main event time now. And there's only one person this crowd's been waiting for to boo, and that is Cody Rhodes. His music plays, and him and the club make their way to the ring. The crowd erupts in boos as the American Nightmare music plays. And he goes and grabs a mic and starts preaching about how everything has gone the way that he wanted it to go since returning the night after WrestleMania. The plan has been put into effect, and it's been working perfectly. It's been a success. And so he says that he feels like it's time for the club to take control of SmackDown. They're prime, they're ready to go. They're ready to control SmackDown, they're ready to control WWE. But then as he's talking, CM Punk's music plays and Punk makes his way to the ring, but he's not here to talk. He gets in the ring and he immediately starts taking out club members. He goes after Tama Tonga. He goes after Tala. He goes after the Good Brothers. He's hitting everybody. He's trying to take them down 1 on a billion. But unfortunately, the numbers advantage is too much, and they start taking down Punk. Punk gets overwhelmed. Every club member hits their individual finisher on CM Punk, and then they feed him to Cody. Cody gets the bang bang gun, finger gun, shoots Punk, hits the crossroads, and the club stand tall. Unbelievable from that dastardly Cody Rhodes. But now we're ready for Raw Week 22.
Okay. Cody Rhodes is a piece of crap. Now we're on to Raw Week 22. Okay, so we're starting out with the women's WWE number one contender match. Then we got Jade Cargill coming out first, and she's on commentary for this match. We got Bianca Belair, we got Jordan Grace, we got Bayley, and we got the Culture Shock representative Naomi. So it starts out with Bianca and Jordan Grace just going out full strength on Naomi and Bayley. They start kind of throwing them around the ring, and then eventually it just ends up with those two in the ring. Kind of stare each other down a little bit. They go to lock up, testing that strength. Neither of them really budges at all. And that's when Naomi and Bayley come in and attack them, lay them out while they're in the lockup. So Naomi starts beating down Bianca. Bayley starts beating on Jordan Grace. They're all trying to get the number one contendership. So they're fighting back and forth here with Bianca starting to take advantage. She starts hitting the suplexes on Jordan Grace and Bayley. It kind of ends up being Bianca in the ring last with Naomi. She takes her up for the, what is it, the KOD?
Yep.
Yeah, KOD. Goes for the KOD. Naomi kind of reverses, catches her in the crucifix pin, gets the quick pin. 1, 2, 3. Naomi of Culture Shock picks up the win.
Whoa.
And is going to Night Champions face Jade Cargill. So kind of a big upset there for Naomi. So then Naomi's in the ring and she's staring down Jade. Jade stands up, holds the title up in the air. Naomi's yelling at her, saying she's going to take the title from her. Then we go. Our next match of the night is Karrion Kross representing House of Black, taking on Damian Priest. It's a good match. Priest starts beating him down a little. He's got a little bit of an experience factor here. So he's starting beating down on Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross is fighting back. Karrion Kross is using his suplex style, kind of that hard hitting style. A little bit, he's kind of got that little bit of MMA style he likes to use sometimes. So he's fighting Priest. Priest hits a spinning kick on him. Priest goes up top, hits a crossbody on him, knocks him down. Then he starts beating on Kross. Kross gets back up, hits it, gets thrown in the corner. Priest runs in, but Kross hits the elbow on him. Priest comes back to throw a punch, but Kross catches him and hits him with the exploder suplex into the corner, just like he did Sammy, except not with the leg up there.
Nice.
That's the exploder in the corner. Priest is hurt. Priest is kind of wobbly. He's trying to get back up. Kross sets him up, and he's getting ready to set him up for his finish. And I gotta remember what it's called. He hits him with the cross jacket, which is a sleeper arm trap. Hits the cross jacket. Priest can't get out. Eventually taps out. Karrion Kross defeats Damian Priest.
Whoa. Some good momentum for the House of Black.
I know, they're on fire. So then we go to the back, and Bischoff's in his office, and McIntyre comes in. And he says, after what happened last week to Sheamus, he's going to show Logan Paul what it's like to really be a champion. Logan Paul ends up walking in and says that Drew doesn't really even stand a chance. He might as well just hand him the title right now so he doesn't have to embarrass himself. Drew just kind of smiles and says, at Night of Champions, you're going to learn what it's like to be a professional wrestler for real. And then Logan Paul kind of takes his glasses off and stares at him. And Drew walks away from Logan. So then we move on to our next match of the night. It is the Money in the Bank briefcase holder Finn Balor. He is taking on House of Black's Andrade. And this is just pretty much a barn burner. Back and forth, high speed. Finn ends up hitting him with the dropkick in the corner. Andrade's laid out. Finn gets up to the top for the coup de grace, but Andrade got up and climbs up there to hit a superplex on him. Finn's fighting it off. He's about to knock Andrade down. Andrade catches himself and rakes Finn's eyes. He sets him up, picks him up, and hits a huge superplex down. And then he rolls through the superplex. He hangs onto it, rolls through, and then picks up Finn and hits him with a brain buster. And then he goes for the pin. 1, 2. Finn kicks out. So then he sets up Finn for his draping DDT. He puts him over the ropes, but Finn fights it off. Andrade throws him to the ropes, but Finn comes back and hits a sling blade on him again. Then he hits an enziguri on Andrade, knocks him down, goes back up for the coup de grace, hits the coup de grace. 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor pins Andrade to give the momentum back to the other side for now. Then we have the New Day come out, and they're still pretty ticked off about all the stuff that's been happening with losing the World Tag Team titles at WrestleMania.
They got to get over it.
So they talk about how they decided to take out, they were trying to make an impact like Eric Bischoff keeps telling them to do. So they decided to, that's why they decided to take out the War Raiders at Backlash. And they said that they will keep taking out teams until they're the only team left standing to win back the tag team titles. Well, just then, the War Raiders come out and they just start beating down New Day. And it turns into a giant brawl, and they go on throughout the arena. Ivar's taking out Kofi, Eric's taking out Woods, and they're brawling all throughout the arena to the back. In the back, they're still fighting back and forth until security comes in and starts pulling them apart, hitting each other with chairs and weapons, trash cans, everything. So security finally gets them broken apart, and then Eric Bischoff runs up and he says that he's tired of the two teams just brawling with each other. Next week they're going to have a match in the ring, and it's going to be a tables match.
Ooh, a tables match on Raw?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. So then we go back out to the ring, and we got the World Tag Team Champs defending their titles. And we got or not defending their titles, but just coming out for a match. Sorry, I read the wrong section. They're coming out to a match, and they're going to go up against the LWO. And this is classic lucha style match. High flying, guys jumping out of the ring. Basically ends up with Penta tagging himself in, hitting the cradle pile driver. Lucha Bros pick up the win over the LWO. But the Vision come out, Bronson Reed and Breaker, and they start attacking Lucha Bros. And they're beating down the Lucha Bros. Braun's setting up a spear on Penta. Bronson Reed is taking out Phoenix on the outside. And then all of a sudden, Braun's going for it, and Orton slides in the ring and hits a huge RKO, connects to Braun Breaker when he's trying to go for the spear on Pentagon. And then AJ slides into the ring, and he hits a phenomenal elbow on the outside onto Bronson and knocks him out. And they start beating down on the Vision. The Vision scatter and get out of there. And RKAJ had ended up saving Lucha Bros from the beatdown. So then we go to our next match, which is the final of the 3 series of the House of Black versus Finn, Damian, and Sami Zayn. It's Aleister Black versus Sami Zayn. And Aleister Black pretty much just beats Sami down in this match. Sami can't get anything going, really. He tries to hit a suplex every once in a while, but eventually Aleister hits a huge knee strike, double knee strike to the head off the top rope. He's setting up for Black Mass. Zayn dodges it this time, hits the Blue Thunder Bomb. 1, 2, Alistair kicks out. So he throws him into the turnbuckles. He's going for the haluva kick. Alistair dodges it, rolls him up. Sammy is 1, 2. Sammy kicks out. He comes back around, but this time Alistair had got himself set. Hits the black mass when Sammy turns around. Sammy's out cold. 1, 2, 3.
Oof.
Alistair Black picks up the win for the House of Black and him against Sami Zayn.
Sammy can't catch a break.
Nope, Sammy's having a hard time. So then we go to Rey Mysterio's in the back talking to Trick. He says, thank you for last week. I'm tired of the Miz. He's always in my business, messing with me and everything. And then the Miz Taraj walks in.
I like how you just calling him the Miztourage.
I'm just calling him the
I like
Miz
that.
Taraj now. It just makes sense. So the Miz comes in with the Miz Taraj. He's got Omos and JD behind him, and he says that, you know what? He's almost getting tired of picking on little Ray and Trick Williams, and he says that we're going to end this Sunday at Night Champions in a tag team match. The Miz and Omos are going to take on Rey Mysterio and Trick Williams. And Ray says he agrees to the match, and as long as Trick does. Trick says he agrees. And they kind of are staring each other down. And then R-Truth comes in. And Truth's kind of, just eating some popcorn. He's like, yeah, hey guys, what's going on? What's up? And Miz is like, what are you doing, Truth? And Truth goes, oh, I'm just watching the show out there. What are you talking about? What's the problem? And Miz is like, well, we were kind of in the middle of something here. And Truth keeps looking up, and Miz goes, what are you looking at? And Truth goes, I didn't know you brought the Great Khali back. That's awesome. And then JD looks at Omos. Omos is like, what? What's going on? And Truth goes, it's good to see you, Khali. I missed you. And then he walks away eating popcorn.
Nice.
And Miz is just like, what is going on around here? So next we have Solo Sikoa standing in the ring. He's out there waiting, and Randy Orton comes out for their match. So we got Solo and Orton kind of takes the advantage early. He's beating on Solo. Solo ends up getting a reversal and hitting the Simone drop. He hits the hip in the corner while Orton's down. Setting up for the Simone spike. Goes for it. Orton ducks underneath it. Solo turns around, hits the RKO. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton beats Solo Sikoa. And now it's time for our main event. It is the number one contender match for the WWE Championship. It is a gauntlet match. John Cena has to take on all members of the Vision to go on to Night Champions to face Seth Rollins. So Cena comes out first, and then you have all the Vision come out together with Seth. So first up is Bronson Reed, and Bronson Reed just straight up is manhandling Cena to begin this match. Beating him down, throwing him into the corner, splashing him in the corner. Take him out with clotheslines, take him out with suplexes. Cena's getting beat up. Eventually, Cena turns it around and hits the shoulder block. He picks Reed up with the protoplex, goes for the five-knuckle shuffle, hits the five-knuckle shuffle. Logan Paul tries to get up on the ring apron. Cena punches him, knocks him down. But he turns around. Braun's in the ring. He's trying to attack Cena. Cena dodges Braun and throws him out of the ring. He turns back around and Bronson's up, and he picks him up into the World's Strongest Slam and slams him down. He starts climbing up to the top rope to hit the tsunami. He goes for the tsunami on Cena, and Cena rolls out of the way and dodges it. So Bronson's kind of took the air out of him. He turns around, Cena picks him up, hits the FU on him. 1, 2, 3. Cena beats Bronson Reed.
All right.
So the next guy in the ring, Logan Paul, is up, and he climbs up to the top rope, and he goes for the the crossbody on Cena. Cena catches him and rolls through, picks him up, hits the FU on Logan Paul, pins Logan Paul 1, 2, 3. Logan Paul's out
He's
too.
on a roll.
In comes Braun Breaker. And he's setting him up. Cena's still kind of down. He's tired. Braun Breaker's going for the spear. Seth Rollins is sitting out on with Paul Heyman on ringside, and he can't believe it. Cena's beat two guys already. So Braun Breaker's loading up for the spear, Goes for the spear. Cena dodges it. Braun runs into the corner. Cena locks him in the STF. It looks like Braun's going to tap. All of a sudden, Seth gets up, gets the chair he was sitting on, slides in the ring, and lays out Cena with the chair in the back. Ref rings the bell for the DQ.
No.
So John Cena wins the gauntlet match and is the new number one contender.
Oh, Seth didn't think about that.
But Seth had hit him with the chair. So then he gets the rest of the division come back in the ring, and they start beating down on Cena. It's just a mugging basically. They're beating him down. They Logan Paul and Braun Breaker hold him up. Seth Rollins picks up the chair, smacks Cena straight in the head with it, knocks him out. Then they pick him back up again, and this time Braun Breaker hits a spear. Then Bronson Reed goes up, hits a tsunami on Cena. Then they pick him up, and Logan Paul hits a super kick on him. Knocks Cena down. And then finally, Seth puts the chair in the middle of the ring, and then all while Paul Heyman's smiling at ringside clapping. They hold Cena up in the stomp position. Seth stands back, jumps up, stomps Cena's head straight into the steel chair. Cena's busted open. He's laid out in the ring. The Vision leave. Seth's holding up the title. And that's how we head into SmackDown Week 22.
Man.
With the Vision standing tall.
It's getting crazy out here.
They're beating down Cena.
Poor Cena.
That's what happens.
Well, to start SmackDown Week 22, we start the same way we ended SmackDown Week 21, with Cody Rhodes' music playing.
Oh, crap.
And him and the club come down to the ring. And Cody's got a mic in hand, but before he can even speak, CM Punk's music plays. And Punk's got down to the ring, but he's got the great equalizer with him. He's got a steel chair in hand. And he's coming down to the ring. He gets in, he starts swinging on club members. He starts swinging on the Tongans. He's taking everybody out, the Good Brothers, Talatong. Everybody's getting a chair shot. He's like Oprah out here handing out chair shots.
Oh, goodness.
And he's taking everybody out, clearing the ring, leaving just him and Cody in the middle of the ring. Cody's on the ground. He's begging Punk not to hit him. He's got the hand up saying, please, Punk, don't hit me. He's trying to beg for Punk not to do it. Punk looks at him. He smiles. And then he just starts smashing the chair into Cody. And after a few shots, the Tongans get in the ring. They reach for Cody. They pull him out. And they escape up the ramp as Cody's kind of like, they're carrying him basically up the ramp, and Punk starts screaming on the ropes. He's saying, "Get back in here! I'm not done with you guys yet." He's yelling as the club are scampering away, trying to evade. So after that hot start, we go backstage, and Javon Evans and LA Knight are talking. Javon's watching the product because Javon always watches the TV. So him and LA Knight are talking, and as they're talking, Jacob Fatu walks past, and LA Knight stops him. He squares up to Fatu. With their history, and Fatu says, "Back off. I already knocked you off once. I don't need to do it again." So he backs off of Knight and confronts Javon Evans, and he says that he wants to face off against the New Blood. And Javon says, "Bet." And Fatu says, "He's all gas, no brakes. You know what I mean?" So a little future Javon Evans Jacob Fatu match could be interesting.
That will be interesting.
But back in the ring, we've got the United States Open Challenge. Next one up, Ilya Dragunov in the ring, waiting his opponent. And it's a fun one. It's Montez Ford answering the call.
Okay, that's cool.
He's got Angelo Dawkins with him, but he's the one answering the call. And Dragunov looks a little shocked. He's like, he didn't expect a tag team guy to answer the call, but Montez gets in the ring and the bell goes off and he's ready to go. Ford puts on a really good showing in this match. He's hitting some insane moves that he's really never pulled off. He's never gotten a chance to be a singles guy in WWE, so
Mm-hmm.
he's really taken this opportunity to show what he's got. And I mean, you could even say this is like a breakout or coming out party for Montez Ford as a singles competitor because he's putting on a great performance, hitting some really impressive moves. He's catching Ilya off guard. Ilya was not ready for the athleticism and the ability of Montez Ford. But Ford, even though he's looking really good for the majority of the match, Ilya still has that singles experience that he's battle worn in these U.S. Open Challenge matches. So he's ready. He catches Montez with a torpedo Moscow, a little Constantine special, and then an H bomb. 1, 2, 3. Ilya retains, but Montez looked really good.
Good for him.
Back in William Regal's office, Rhea and Dom walk in, and Regal says that he just thanks Rhea for meeting with him because he wants to let her know that since Night of Champions is this weekend and every title is on the line, that she's going to need an opponent. So tonight there's going to be a number one contenders match between Asuka and Io Sky. And Rhea, she says, "Okay, thanks for letting me know," and they both walk out. Her and Dom walk out.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so in the ring for the next match, we got the Guns, Motor City Machine Guns versus the Usos, and it's Chris Sabin and Jey Uso starting off. Jay's getting some of those open hand uppercut things that he does. He's hitting some of those, and then that's taking out Chris Sabin. Jay's tagging in and out with Jimmy. They're staying fresh. They're doing the more face tag team tagging in and out. They're not like heelishly working over Sabin or anything. But they're staying fresh. They're tagging him in, tagging it out, and then Sabin gets the hot tag on Alex Shelley, and now the Guns got the upper hand. Now they're picking up the pace. They're speeding things up a little bit. But after a while of going back and forth, the Guns catch Jay and connect with a skull and bones. 1, 2, 3. The Guns win.
Nice.
The camera goes backstage because there's some commotion in William Regal's office because Cody Rhodes has barged in and he's demanding that Regal do something about CM Punk. Absolutely just spitting fire on Regal, demanding that he do something, demanding that Punk be arrested for what he did to Cody in the club. Regal says, "What do you want me to do, Cody? What do you want me to do?" Cody says, "I want you to suspend him, fire him. I don't care, just do something." And Regal says, "All right, you know what I'll do? Next week, you'll face Punk one-on-one." And then Cody kind of initially smiles because he realizes that he gets to have Punk one-on-one, but then he realizes what Regal actually said, and then he starts to get angry at Regal because he's like, you didn't fire him, you're making me have to fight him. And then he says that you're going to regret this, and he just storms out of the office. Cody's not in a good place right now.
No.
Back in the ring, we've got Austin Theory versus Chad Gable. And Gable comes out of the gates hot, but this is a different Austin Theory. Ever since that match with Kaiser at Bad Blood, this has been a different kind of Austin Theory. Never at any point in the match against Gable did you feel that Gable could win. It was just that kind of match for Theory. He was dominating, in control from the jump. And from bell to bell, Theory dominates, hits an A-Town down, and 1, 2, 3 beats Chad Gable.
Nice.
He's on a momentum streak right now, going crazy.
Finally.
Backstage, Lyra and
Brock
Stephanie.
Lesnar probably knocked it into him.
Maybe, yeah. Lyra and Stephanie are backstage talking, and after they get finished talking, Stephanie walks away. And the camera stays on Lyra. She's just standing there, and then out of nowhere, Blake Monroe ambushes her and starts beating her down, taking her down, throwing her into all the different backstage things in the locker room area, throwing her into the little cubbies they have in the locker room and all that kind of stuff. Just throwing her into everything. Nice. And just hitting her. She's screaming. She's saying that Lyra disgusts her and she's everything that's wrong with the women's division and all kinds of things. And so Blake she finally just backs off and she leaves Lyra just on the ground, beaten and bruised. As
Goodness.
yeah, Blake kind of has that uh, split personality where she can just snap and go crazy.
Hmm.
And now it's time for our number one contenders match for the Women's World Championship, Asuka versus Io Sky. And it's a classic matchup between these two women. I mean, they're so familiar with each other, they could be sisters. They're so familiar with
Hmm.
each other. Neither women can get the upper hand. They just keep reversing each other's moves. Io will hit something, Asuka reverses. Asuka will hit something, Io reverses. Nobody can catch anything until Io catches her and catches Asuka, knocks her on the ground, knocks her down. She goes to the top rope to attempt the over the moonsault, but Asuka catches her out of the air into the Asuka lock as she lands. And Io tries to escape. She's panicking. She's reaching for the rope. She's trying to wiggle her way out, doing anything she can, but Asuka will not let it go. She just can't escape. And eventually she has no other choice but to tap out. And Asuka wins, and she will face Rhea at Night of Champions.
Oh, nice.
Backstage, we have Jackie Redmond kind of in the area right outside of Gorilla in that backstage area. And she's
Yeah.
talking to Carmelo Hayes, the world champion. And she's asking him about being the how it's been being the world champion and who he thinks that he's going to have to face at Night of Champions. But before Melo can really answer that, Gunther walks past as he's on his way to the way to the ring. He stops
Oh,
though,
great.
and he comes back to Melo and Jackie, and he says, "You better hold that title tight because you won't have it much longer." And he leaves to head to the ring for the main event match, which is a number one contenders match for the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther versus L.A. Knight. Yeah. So Gunther starts chopping Knight out of his shoes. He's chopping him left and right, both hands. He's ambidextrous chopping L.A. Knight. Knight tries to put up a fight, but everything he does, Gunther's got an answer for. Gunther's just on his game. He means business. He wants that world championship, and nothing's going to stand in his way. So Knight just can't get the advantage. Gunther grabs him, puts him in the power bomb, hits it, but he knows that's not going to beat LA Knight, so he grabs him, puts him in another power bomb, hits another power bomb, and the 3 count. 1, 2, 3. Gunther
Right.
will face Carmelo Hayes at Night of Champions,
Okay.
which sets up for Night of Champions.
Yeah. So we're hitting the champions now. This one is a dual branded pay per view. Every title in the company is on the line. And we have 10 matches for this card. Now, we do have a couple pre show matches to start off the card. We have the tag team match of Rey Mysterio and Trick Williams taking on The Miz and Omos. And that match pretty much is one of those matches where Trick really takes the advantage in this match. And they kind of take The Miz out most of the time. Eventually, Miz gets Omos tagged in, and he beats both the guys down. Ray gets in there, and he can't really do much with Omos. Um, but Omos gets them both beat down, so Miz tags himself back in. He finally thinks he's got to take advantage of Ray, but Ray had got a blind tag to Trick before Miz came back in. So Miz is setting up a skull crush finale on Ray, hits it, doesn't realize Trick's the legal man. Trick takes him out. What's his finisher again?
Trick shot.
Trick shot, yeah, that's right. Hits the trick shot on Miz out of nowhere. Pins Miz, 1, 2, 3. Rey Mysterio and Trick
Nice. Nice.
Williams
Good job.
picked up the win over Miz and Omos. And the other pre-show match on the card is the rematch from a couple weeks ago on Raw. House of Black taking on Finn, Damian Priest, and Sami Zayn. And this one ends just about the same way the last one did, with Aleister Black hitting the Black Mass. But this time he hit it on Damian Priest and took Priest out with it. Andrade hit a crossbody out on everybody else on the outside. Black pins Priest, and that is 1, 2, 3. House of Black picks up
And
the
House of Black
victory.
might be tag team contenders right now because they're
They're picking up the pace here. So now we move on to the actual pay-per-view, and we're starting off with the World Tag Team Championships from Raw. The Lucha Bros are taking on the Vision of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. So we start out with Pentagon and Braun Breaker, and Braun Breaker just really just bullying Pentagon. He's bigger than Penta. He's pushing Penta around, hitting some suplexes. Penta reverses. Penta ends up taking the glove off and slapping
Nice.
Braun. Does a serenade on Braun's face, and Braun starts barking at him, taking each other out back and forth. It's a really great match, but eventually Bronson's in there. He's taking people out. Then Phoenix tags himself in, and he starts hitting crossbodies. He hits his little old school, but he does the thing on the ropes where he jumps down on the middle rope
Hmm.
and takes out Braun. So eventually he hits a super kick on Bronson, and Pentagon grabs Bronson, and it looks like he's trying to set him up for the cradle pile driver, which would be crazy. But then Bronson reverses and throws Penta over the top rope. Penta goes to the outside. Then Bronson's going to hit Phoenix in the corner, but Phoenix dodges. Phoenix hits a super kick on Bronson. He goes up to the top rope to hit a cross body. He goes for it. Bronson dodges the crossbody. Phoenix lands, but then he turns around. Braun Breaker hits a spear on him, and then Braun turns around and hits a spear on Pentus on the apron. And then Bronson climbs up to the top rope, hits the tsunami on Phoenix. One, two, three.
Oh,
The Vision are the
that's the last
new
thing they need.
World Tag Team Champions. So Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed now have some gold to wear. So then we move on to the next match at Night Champions, and it is the Women's World Championship. Jade Cargill defends against Culture Shock's Naomi. And pretty much everyone, it kind of ends up going the way everyone thought. Jade just starts beating Naomi down in this match. Crazy shots, laying her out, overpowering her. Naomi really can't ever get a chance. Eventually, Nia tries to get up on the ropes and do something, but she gets knocked out by uh, Jade. And then um, I'm blanking on her name.
Naomi? Oh,
Lash,
Lash.
sorry. Lash tries to get up, and Jade takes her out as well. And Tamina tries to get in the ring. She goes for the super kick. Jade catches it, hits the Jaded on Tamina. Naomi goes for the rear view, but Jade catches her, hits her with a German suplex, throws her down, and she's getting ready to set up Jaded again. But Nia gets back in the ring, but Jade catches her, hits her with a not a suplex, but a power slam on Nia, knocks her down. And while the ref's trying to roll Nia out, Lash comes in out of nowhere and hits the lash extension on Jade out of nowhere. And then Naomi goes up top, hits the Uso frog splash. Lash gets out of the ring. The ref turns around, counts the pin. One, two, three. Naomi
Wow.
and Culture Shock steal the Women's World
Charlotte
Championship
couldn't
from
do it, but
Jade.
Naomi could.
Naomi stole the
I like
title
it.
from Jade. And now we move on to our early heavy hitting match World Heavyweight Championship Carmelo Hayes versus Gunther.
Okay. Mellow.
That's you.
I know. I'm about to. I was.
Okay. Well, you didn't say I didn't know. You're like, I didn't know what happened there.
I was about to talk.
Sorry. Okay, sorry.
Mello and Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Mello comes into this match knowing he's going to have to pull out something kind of crazy. He knows he's outmatched against Gunther. So he starts off a little bit hesitant, trying to stay alive. He's staying as far away as possible trying to use his speed, dodging Gunther's attacks. Gunther's he's a little bit more of a, I don't want to say an oaf, but he's moving. He's trying to hit him. He's not as fast, basically.
He's Ophi.
He's got oaf tendencies.
Yes.
So he's swinging on Mello, but Mello's dodging. He's avoiding, and Gunther's starting to get a little bit frustrated. And Mello just keeps dodging. He's throwing shots. Gunther's trying to he's get him, but and Mello's hitting him every time he dodges, trying to chop the tree down, trying to take him and work him over. But finally, Gunther catches him, and now Mello's in trouble. Now Gunther's going to work. He's hitting suplexes. He's hitting elbows. He's doing anything he can to beat down Mello, take away that speed advantage. So most of the match goes by with Gunther in control, wearing out Mello. Mello gets a few shots in, trying to pick up the pace and make it more of a high pace, high speed match. But Gunther is every time Mello starts to get some offense, Gunther slows it down and gets back on control. So Gunther grabs Mello, sets up for the power bomb, but out of the corner of his eye, he sees some club members approaching the ring. So he still puts Mello up for the power bomb, but Mello slides off and rolls Gunther up, grabs the rope. The ref doesn't see it. 1, 2, 3. Carmelo Hayes survives the world title match, steals the title, keeps it, and Mello rolls out of the ring, bolts out of there, and Gunther, he's got his hand, he's sitting on the ground, he's got his hand on his head, he's shocked. He can't believe it. He can't believe he just
Wow.
lost. And the club
I didn't
members,
think
they
so.
come down to the ringside area, they go surround the ring, and they just look at Gunther, and they're staring at him, and Gunther's furious. He can't believe that they cost him this match. They distracted him for half a second, and that
Mm-hmm.
was all Mello needed to slip out of the power bomb and catch the pin.
Oh, that's crazy. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so now we move on to the Women's U.S. Championship 2 out of 3 falls match. You got Becky, you got Tiffany,
They
and
hate
we're
each
setting
other.
this up. Oh, they hate each other. And we're setting this up as a big time match.
Oh yeah, big entrances.
So they get the big entrances, they're coming out. Uh, Tiffany, they get the stare down, they get the announcer announcing them. Hopefully, he says the right name, and like when he says Javon Williams, not Javon Evans, but
When do you say
whatever.
that?
You didn't hear that all about that?
I don't think
He
so.
said that in Chamber.
Oh, I didn't
He
even catch
called
it.
he called Javon Evans Javon
That's
Williams,
hilarious.
and then Meltzer had a whole thing about it. It was
I missed
hilarious.
that.
Anyway, so get him out there, and it starts out. Tiffany goes to slap Becky. Becky reverses it, dodges it, hits her with the Bexploder. 1, 2, 3. Tiffany
Oh
can't
wow,
believe it. She
already.
was trying to kick out. She didn't. She couldn't believe she got caught like that. She was trying to send a message to Becky, and it backfired her. Becky's laughing at her in the corner. Tiffany can't believe it. She's shocked. She's freaking out. She's having a whole tantrum. She can't believe that she just got pinned by Becky. So then she starts screaming at Becky about it. So she goes in for a clothesline. Becky catches her again, hits her with another Bexploder, goes for the pin again. 1, 2. Tiffany
Oof,
kicks out this
I thought it was
time
over.
and rolls out of the ring. She's freaking out. She can't believe it. She can't get anything going. Becky's caught her again. Becky's laughing in the ring. So Tiffany gets back in the ring. She goes to do like the a lockup, but she rakes Becky in the eyes, and then she starts taking advantage of Becky. Starts beating on her in the corner, taking her out, hitting a suplex on her, hitting a Hurricane Rana on her, taking Becky out. She starts to go up top. She's going to hit a crossbody, but Becky gets up and catches her. She's going up to do it. Hits the suplex on Tiffany, and then she rolls through into the an armbar. But then Tiffany rolls her up, trying to get the pin. It's 1, 2. Tiffany or Becky grabs the rope while she's in the roll up, gets out of it. Tiffany runs in. Becky hits her with the back elbow, knocks her backwards. Then Becky goes in to try to hit her with a clothesline, but Tiffany dodges it, rolls her through. Becky kicks out again, but Tiffany uh, catches her in the hits her in the knee with a kick to the knee, knocks her down, then hits a DDT. Then she goes up for the prettiest moonsault ever, but Becky dodges that and misses. Becky this time locks in the disarmer, trying to tap Tiffany out, but Tiffany's able to reach the ropes, grabs the ropes. Becky can't believe it. She's setting her up for another Bexploder. Goes for it, but this time when she picks her up, Tiffany reverses it, rolls through, this time catches her, grabs her by the tights, gets the 1, 2, 3, and
Nice.
ties up the match. And Becky can't believe it. She's telling the ref she grabbed the tights, but it doesn't matter. It's all tied up. And when Becky's arguing with the ref, Tiffany rolls her up again, trying to get her again, but this time Becky kicks out. Tiffany slaps her when she gets back up. Becky can't believe it. She goes back in for a clothesline, but Tiffany kicks her in the gut, hits her with another DDT. She's going up for the prettiest moonsault ever again. This time hits it on Becky, but she kind of hurts her sternum while she does it. So she kind of goes into pin her backwards. So we get the 1, 2. Becky grabs both her arms, rolls through, goes for the pin. Excuse me. But Tiffany kicks out, but when she kicks out, her arm was still trapped by Becky. So Becky rolls through into this disarmer out of the
Mm.
pin. She's trapped. She can't reach the ropes. She's almost there. She's a fingertip away, but she has to tap
Ugh,
out.
heartbreaking.
She couldn't make it. She taps out, and Becky Lynch survives with the Women's U.S. Championship. And in a hard fought match by Tiffany, where it was really close for her to pull that one out. So now we move on to the WWE Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley versus Asuka.
All right. These two women make their way to the ring. Asuka by herself. She doesn't have Kyrie with her today. And then Rhea has Dom. And they absolutely tear the house down. They go back and
Nice.
forth for the entire match. They are evenly matched as evenly matched can be. Rhea gets a few headbutts in. Asuka gets a few of those spinning back fists in. But neither woman will stay down. They just keep getting up. They're both very stubborn women. They both just won't
Mm-hmm.
go down. And they can both take a lot of punishment, too. So finally, super late in the match, we get Dom getting on the apron to try to help Rhea. He tries to distract the referee, but Asuka sees him and she goes over to him.
Mm-hmm.
And Dom is talking to her. He's talking to the ref. He's trying to distract everybody. So finally, Asuka, she's had enough. She sprays the mist onto Dom's face,
Ooh.
and he starts freaking out. He falls to the floor. He's screaming. He's panicking. He's trying to wipe it all off. He can't. He can't handle the mist on his face. So Asuka, she turns around to go back to the match, but she gets caught with another headbutt from Maria. Asuka's stunned. Rhea grabs her, hits the Riptide, catches her 1, 2, 3, and Rhea Ripley retains the title. And then after the match, Dom gets back in the ring, even though he's all green, and he celebrates with Rhea, and the green mist kind of goes on to Rhea as well because they're hugging and everything.
Oh, they're hugging.
Oh, they're hugging.
Nice. Okay. And now we move on to the next match, which is the WWE Tag Team Championship match between the Good Brothers and the Motor City Machine Guns.
All right, who doesn't love a good brother match?
Me.
The club music plays and the Good Brothers come down to the ring against the Motor City Machine Guns. Carl Anderson and Chris Sabin start the match off, and they go back and forth for a while, trading offensive moves. Anderson's tagging in Gallows, and then the dynamic once Gallows gets in, the dynamic changes because he's so much bigger, so much stronger than both of the guns that Sabin and Shelley they try to compete with him, but Gallows he's just too much for him. Even though he's not as fast, he hits some big boots. He wears down Sabin, wears down Shelley, and they're swapping in and out. They're both staying fresh. They're really wearing down both the guns. Gallows is eventually able to pick up Sabin as Carl Anderson comes back into the ring. He had just gotten done taking out Shelly outside the ring. So he gets back in the ring. Gallows has Sabin up. They set up for a magic killer. They hit the magic killer. 1, 2, 3. The Good Brothers keep the titles. And they hit the Too Sweet as well.
Too sweet. Nice. So now we move on to the Intercontinental Championship match. Drew McIntyre versus Logan Paul of the Vision. And we get Drew comes out. We get Logan Paul coming out. He's doing a little live video with his phone as he's coming out to the ring.
He's humble. His music says he's humble.
He's coming out with Paul Heyman's out there with him. So they get out there, and it starts out with Drew just beating on him. He's ticked off about what's happened the last couple of weeks. He's beating down Logan. Logan doesn't really even stand a chance. He's beating him down in the corner. It's really just Drew just smoking him. He ends up suplexing him. He's throwing him around, hitting clotheslines on him left and right. Logan Paul's got hit so hard he does the inside-out flip.
Nice.
That's one of my favorite sells on a clothesline. Hits that. He keeps hitting him with stuff. He ends up hitting him with the Glasgow kiss on the outside to knock him to the outside. Logan Paul's just getting beat up. It's Paul Heyman's yelling at him, "Get up! Run! Get out of there!" Drew goes to the outside. He starts beating on him outside. He's still trying to climb away, but he can't get anywhere because Drew just keeps attacking him. Drew starts taking the table apart. So he starts taking the table apart, and he starts trying to put Logan Paul on there. He starts beating on Logan Paul in the back to getting ready to lay him out on there. But as he's trying to lay Logan Paul in there, Paul Heyman comes over and distracts Drew, and Drew kind of turns to him, and Paul falls over, and he's like, "Oh, no, no, no." And somebody turns back around, Logan Paul rakes him in the eyes, Drew in the eyes, and then he hits him with the super kick onto the table, and then Logan Paul's going up, and he gets the phone back out, and he's videoing this, and he's like, hamming it up real good. And he gets the top rope. He looks how far Drew is away from him, and he goes for the frog splash and hits Drew, puts him through the table. They're both down. They're both hurt. Logan eventually gets up and throws Drew into the ring. He goes back up for another frog splash. Goes for it, but this time Drew dodges, rolls out of the way. Logan lands right on his stomach. He's out of air. He's laying there. Drew's kind of crawling slowly in the corner, using the ropes to get up. He sees him standing there. Logan trying to get up, standing there. He's setting up for the Claymore. He does the countdown. 1, 2, 3. Just as he gets the 3, Paul Heyman grabs his leg.
Ugh.
The ref gets over there. He's yelling at Heyman to let go. Heyman's holding on for dear life. Drew's trying to kick him off. Logan, while this is going on, gets the brass knucks out of his pants. He gets them on his hands. He's going for the brass knucks. Drew finally gets out of Paul Heyman's grip. The ref's yelling at Paul. Drew goes to run in for the Claymore. Logan Paul goes for the punch to the head. Drew saw it coming, dodges it, goes for the Claymore again, but hits the hand of Logan Paul and knocks the brass knucks out of his hand.
Ooh, interesting.
Out to the outside. Logan Paul can't believe it. He goes over to the ropes and is like, can't believe they lost the knucks. He turns around. Drew's going for another Claymore. This time Logan dodges that one. Goes for a super kick. Drew dodges it. Kicks him in the gut. He's trying to set up for the future shock. Logan Paul reverses that. Tries to roll Drew up. Drew kicks out at 2. Logan Paul gets back up again. He can't believe he still doesn't have the brass knucks. He turns around again this time, but Drew hits the Claymore this time. And Logan Paul is out cold. Drew's getting ready to go for the cover, but Paul Heyman throws a chair in the ring.
What?
And Drew's like, "What are you doing?" And the ref's like, "What's going on?" And Paul's like, "Sorry, I didn't mean to." And so the rest goes over to get the chair that's in the corner to throw it outside the ring. And when Drew turns around, Braun Breaker spears him.
Oh no.
Oh, cuts him in half with that spear, and then grabs Logan and pulls him on top of Drew and gets out of the ring real quick and runs away. The ref turns back around. He's like, "What just happened? What what are we doing?" But he sees that Logan's on top of Drew, so he gets down real quick. One, two, three.
Mm,
Logan Paul and the
wow.
Vision secure another
They got
title.
all the gold.
They got
They're
all the
evolution
gold
right
on Raw.
now.
Logan Paul is your new Intercontinental Champion. Paul Heyman gets in the ring and tries to help him up. He's kind of trying to hold him. Paul's like hugging the title. He's crying. He can't believe he won it. He's holding the title up in the air. Paul's hugging him. And they get out of there while Drew McIntyre's laying in the ring, holding his gut, staring at him. Can't believe they just got
Man.
beat by Logan Paul. So, and that takes us to the other Intercontinental Championship, the Women's Intercontinental Championship, between, what is it? Who is it? Julia
Julia and Stephanie Vaquer.
and Stephanie Ricard.
And this is a real banger. We got a banger on our hands. These women, their two styles are very similar and they mesh pretty well. So they're able
Mm-hmm.
to put on just a great performance between the two of them with some really great strikes between uh Vaquer hitting strong kicks, Julia reversing and hitting some of her own strong kicks. Vaquer eventually hits Julia with a kick, knocks her down, puts up the finger, goes for the
Oh,
devil's kiss, connects with it.
oh,
Julia is down after getting hit with the devil's kiss. She's kind of dazed. But Stephanie, after a tough match between the two of them so far, she's too weak to go capitalize with another move or even get a pin. So Stephanie finally pulls herself up on the ropes onto her feet, but that gave Julia enough time to also recover and get to her feet. So Julia grabs Vicaire as Vicaire's still trying. She's a little wobbly after being so tired and beaten down. So she's Julia grabs her, hits the Northern Lights bomb, and gets the 3 counts. Julia keeps the title.
nice. Pretty good. That is a banger of a match. And next up, we have the United States Open Challenge. See who Ilya Dragunov has to face. Night of
All
Champions.
right, so Ilya makes his entrance. He's in the ring. He's awaiting his opponents. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? It's Austin Theory.
Oh, he's been on fire.
He makes his way to the ring. The camera pans to Ilya, who's in the ring, and he smiles. He's ready for this. He's been watching what Theory's been doing. He's ready. He knew it would eventually happen. So Theory gets in the ring, but even before the bell sounds, Theory charges after Dragunov and hits him and attacks him, and he's just beating him down while the ref's trying to break off Theory off of him. He's just hitting him. He's taking him out, throwing punches. Ilya's caught off guard. He's not prepared to get attacked before the bell rings. He's more of a man of honor. And Theory, he's still hitting him. The referee finally is able to separate the two and backs off Theory into the other corner. He's asking Dragunov, "Can you go? Can you go? Are you ready to go?" Dragunov, of course, what is he going to say? No. This is not. That's not.
Mm-hmm.
No's not programmed in Dragunov's head. So Dragunov says, "Yes, I'm ready. I'm good. I'm good. Ring the bell." So the ref rings the bell. Theory charges after Dragunov and continues to beat him down. But now Ilya's ready. He's more prepared. He's ready. He knows how Theory's going to play this match. So Ilya gets out and reverses Theory, and now he's starting to chop Theory, chop the soul out of Theory. He's angry. You woke up the beast in Ilya Dragunov. He's chopping as hard as he can. Theory's like bouncing back at after each chop. He's really feeling it's like an earthquake in his chest. These chops.
Nice.
And so he's really making him pay for attacking him before the bell rings. And he's hitting him with so many punches and chops that it looks like Theory's chest is a hamburger meat, ground hamburger meat. That's how red and bruised and disgusting the chest of Austin Theory looks. But
Nice.
Theory catches Ilya and hits him with an 8 count down. I didn't say Siri. No, stop. You gotta draft Austin Theory, so I stopped doing that. Theory gets caught or catches Ilya with an A-Town down, goes for the pin. 1, 2. No, he didn't get him. He didn't get him. He didn't get him. Dragunov got the
I didn't
shoulder.
get him.
He didn't get him. The shoulder got put up by Dragunov just barely. And now Austin Theory, he's starting to get a little frustrated. He did what he had to do. He took him out before the match. What else does he have to do? So
Mm-hmm.
he picks up Ilya to go for another 8-Town down, but Dragunov reverses that, hits a Constantine special off the ropes, goes for the H-bomb, smashes the forearm into the face of Theory. 1, 2, 3. Ilya Dragunov again keeps the title.
Nice. He's on fire lately.
Yeah, he's having a good run as U.S. champ.
Mm-hmm. I've been liking these open challenges. And now it's time for the main event
Oh, here
of
we
Night
go.
of Champions. Seth Rollins, the Visionary, the leader of the Vision, taking on the champ, John Cena, in their rematch from Backlash.
Right now, the Vision's got all the gold. Will they be able to keep it?
So we come out, and we've got the big match, John. He's coming out. He's got Seth Rollins comes out. He's wearing some big giant coat.
Oh, yeah, this is big fight feel.
He's pumped up. We get the introductions for the match. And it starts out with Cena overpowering Seth back and forth with the lockups. Keeps locking up, keeps throwing Seth off. Comes back around, and Cena's still overpowering Seth. Hits him with the suplex. He's starting to kind of out wrestle Seth, and Seth's not happy about it.
Ooh.
He gets out of the ring. He's talking to Paul. Paul's telling him something in his ear. Seth can't figure out how Cena's out wrestling him. He gets back in the ring. Cena catches him again, hits him with the like a little suplex on the side suplex. Hits some clotheslines on Seth. Seth gets back out of the ring. He's ticked. Cena just keeps on beating him to the punch every single time. Seth tries to get back in the ring. Cena grabs him, flips him over the top rope. Seth's back down. Cena starts punching him. Seth goes for the clothesline, but Cena reverses in the protoplex. Hits it, goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle, but Seth kicks him in the head. Knocks him back down. Seth finally gets some advantage, starts hitting him, hits a sling blade, hits him with a super kick in the gut, then hits him again with a super kick to the face, knocks him back down. He goes up, hits the frog splash off the top on Cena, goes for the pin. 1, 2. No, Cena
Oof.
kicks out. So now we come back. Seth's still trying to hit him with stuff, keeps attacking him. He goes up for the knee off the top rope, but he misses. He rolls through. Cena locks him in the STF. He can't get out. He's trying to reach the ropes. Paul's pushing the ropes towards him. Seth finally reaches the ropes and survives. So they roll back through. Cena gets him up for the Proplex again, knocks him down, hits the 5-knuckle shuffle this time. He's setting up for the FU. Seth's trying to kind of groggy, trying to get up. Logan Paul comes out from behind, gets up on the apron, has the brass knucks on his hand, goes to hit Cena, but Cena dodges it, clotheslines Logan Paul off. But when he turns around, Braun Breaker's in the ring. Braun Breaker goes for a spear, but just when he's going for the spear, Bronson Reed was coming up on the other side. He gets up on the apron. Cena dodges. Breaker hits the spear on Bronson Reed, who
Nice.
falls onto the floor on top of Logan
Oh,
Paul.
no.
Logan Paul's squished by Bronson Reed. He's laying there and he's kicking
Like
his
a
legs
pancake.
like, oh, God. Oh, no. Braun Breaker can't believe it. He turns around. He gets picked up by Cena, hits the FU. When Cena lands, though, you know how he lands like on his
Mhm.
knees. Braun rolls out of the ring, but Seth hits him with the stomp
Oh,
out of
nice.
nowhere.
Good timing.
And he goes for the pin. 1, 2. Cena kicks
Oh,
out. And Seth can't believe it.
whoa.
The Vision's down. All the Vision's down. Seth's in trouble. He knows he's in trouble. He tells Paul, get a chair. He's going to get DQ'd. So Paul goes over and gets the chair. He throws it in the ring. Seth picks it up. He's going to hit Cena. He's looking at the chair. He turns around. Cena picks Seth up, hits the FU before Seth can hit the chair shot. hits the FU on Seth, goes for the pin. 1, 2. Seth just
Oh,
barely kicks out. Oh,
where does
Cena's
he
sitting
find the
there.
energy?
He's doing that kind of sly smile where he's like, can't believe it. He rubs his head. He's like, I can't believe that happened. So Cena gets up again. Braun Breaker was trying to get back up on the apron. Cena knocks him back down. He turns around. He gets in position. He's getting ready to hit the FU again. Seth's starting to move. All of a sudden, the lights go out. Lights go out.
Undertaker.
Nobody knows what's going on. All of a sudden, on the Tron, it starts flashing. It has
Flashing.
a flashing light.
Hopefully nobody has epilepsy.
It's just kind of like it's kind of going through different letters on the
Okay.
screen, and blinking and flashing and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, it kind of comes to a few letters that just kind of come up on the screen, and it says "Save Us"
What?
on the
Save
screen.
us.
And so then the lights come back on, and Cena's looking at the screen, and he didn't know what happened, and he turns back around. The ref was looking at the screen, sets up, hits a super kick to Cena's gut, hits the stomp on the Cena, pins him 1, 2, 3. Seth
Wow.
Rollins beats John Cena, retains the WWE Championship, gets out of the ring. Cena's laid out in the ring. Can't believe it.
The Vision got all the
Don't
gold.
doesn't know what happened. The Vision make their way up to the top of the ramp, and they do the classic Evolution pose, where all of them hold up their title belts, and that is the final shot of the Vision. Cena's still laid out in the ring,
Wow.
and the
Bischoff's got a
Vision.
chubby in the background.
Oh, it's Bischoff. He's all chubbed up, and the Vision holds all the gold as we finish out Night of Champions.
Man, save us. What could that be? Who
So
needs saving?
So I don't know. We'll have to find out what's going on there. So
Danhausen?
yeah, yes, Danhausen is arriving. So our next big time event is going to be another dual branded pay per view. This time it will be bragging rights,
Ooh.
and bragging rights will be Raw versus SmackDown. So my Raw brand will take on your SmackDown brand,
Yep.
and we already know some of the matches. So we know now, after Night Champions has ended, that we're going to have the tag team champions facing each other.
Okay.
So you have the Vision of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, and they'll be taking on the Good Brothers one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the Good Brothers of the club. So that'll be your tag team championship uh, match at Bragging Rights. Then we know that the U.S. champ for the women is Becky Lynch, and she will be taking on the Intercontinental champ, Julia.
Yep.
Then we know that Logan Paul is the Intercontinental champion,
Oh God, he's in trouble.
and he will be taking on Ilya Dragunov, who is the U.S. champion. And then we know that Rhea is still the women's champion, and she will be taking on Naomi, who's the
Oh,
women's world
that's a nice
champion.
match.
And finally, the WWE champion, the visionary Seth Rollins, will be taking on the world heavyweight champion, Carmelo Hayes.
All right, some
And that
interesting
will
matches.
be the matches we know so far from Bragging Rights. Then we will also have two 7-on-7 elimination matches, a men's 7-on-7 elimination match and a women's 7-on-7 elimination match at Bragging Rights. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives us 7 matches at Bragging Rights. The brand that wins the most matches will be considered the superior brand. So
And
it will
have the
be
bragging rights.
Raw versus SmackDown.
Bischoff and Regal will be
Bragging
attending, and they'll
rights.
be.
Yes, Bishop Rigo will be there bragging about all of the events that happened. So,
How many
but
weeks of
we
TV do
will.
we have? You want to tell the
We
people?
have 2 weeks of TV that are going to happen before that, and then it will be bragging rights. Pretty much the same thing that happened with this
Yep.
one. two
Because we're
weeks
still
and then.
technically in that month, right?
Yep, it will still be June. So it was with the two dual branded pay per views. We split the month. So, and then after bragging rights, it will be time for the Just Book It draft.
Everybody's favorite thing.
So we'll see how that goes.
Rosters get
So
shaken up.
the rosters are going to be shaken up here pretty soon. So
Well, I hope you all have enjoyed this episode of Just Book It. If you have, leave a comment down below saying if you liked any of our choices for who won these matches at Night of Champions and like the storylines that they're going in. And follow us on Facebook at Brothers Wrestling, on Twitter, and everything like that. And we will catch you in the next episode of Just Book It.
yep, peace.